Okay, Marty, I'm going to do a solo for the summertime. I keep listening to that Billy Strings and Mark, and I mean, it's a tribute to Doc Watson. So, I mean, that's just what they're doing. If you listen to, especially to, if you listen, there's two different versions of Doc Watson, but if you listen to the one with David Grisman, uh, Doc just does these just beautiful guitar solos in them, and you can tell, especially Billy Strings is like kind of taken from that a lot. He doesn't do it exactly, and just because that's on video, and I like working with a record better. I did the Doc Watson. I transcribed it myself. I couldn't find a transcription of it online, so this is all a little bit of work, and it's just beautiful. Every little lick is just, man, it's just perfect. And I may not have the timing perfect in every one, but it's still great. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you. My loop may be a little fast. Let's see how that goes. In fact, I think I gotta play it first. I gotta start off with. Let's see how it goes. I blew the last little lick there. I blew the last little lick there. I'm sorry. Got a little excited there. But anyway, every lick just fits just beautiful in this. And most, when you think of a blind guy, so this is an E minor. Most of it, I want you to think of this chord up here on the 7th fret, your E minor there, and then we're going to play out of this position. Most all of it's right there. We do get some right out of the first position there, and so I'm going to take the scale here. I'm going to start on this E here on the 3rd string. A couple little things you want to know. So if you take this chord and you take these, the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd, there's a arpeggio. Sometimes he's playing out of this, and then sometimes he's kind of playing out of that. You know, you'll get this arpeggio notes in there that make it sound so melodic. So you'll get both of these, both sets of string sets. We talked a little bit about that. Another little arpeggio he uses here at the end. That's where I missed it, which is that'd be more like on a B minor. But anyway, so let's start off with it, and then the scale. If we start on the E, a lot of it's right here. So you got your E note with the 3rd finger on the 3rd string. You will use this note on the 1st string. That's the D note, but and sometimes even in the middle there's a little chromatic thing. But mostly this, it's mostly going to be here on these 3 strings, and then on the 2nd string you have that's a 7th, 8th, and 10th, and then the same set of notes on the 1st string. You know, so you'll use your 1st, 2nd, and little finger, 1st, 2nd, and little finger. And every once he goes up to the 12th fret. You got that note there. I believe we got that note. I know that we used that at least one time. So there'll be a few little things around there. Another little arpeggio. There's a G that he uses around your G shape here. We haven't got into a bunch of shapes. We were talking a little bit about that, and you're also talking about the Dire Straits thing, and we'll get to that. But that's all those little chords, just major and minor chords, really, on the 3 strings. Anyway, so we start off here. They're all beautiful licks, man. They're just beautiful. Every one of them, man, is just melodic and great as you can be. We're just gonna hold this, 3 notes, 9, 8, and I just do a drag down. You know, you want to lift your fingers as you go so they sound like single notes. and then you pick that note again with an upstroke, and come to the second string and back to the first string. He's following the melody, summertime. So now this is a nice little run, almost like a rock heavy metal run. I believe he pulls it going 10, 8, 7, and then down to 9 on the third, and then right back up. I would pick that. If you can't pick them, if you can't pull them, pick them. But so you just pull all those, pick the third string, then and those are picked. So now there's a bend in here. This is a clever, really clever Doc bend. You're at this note, you're going to bend to this note, but you're going to bend it before you play it. And you're going to bend down. Hear that? Bend to that. So I just gave it everything I had with 2 fingers, bent it up, and then you're just going to pick it and pull it down. And so you pull it down till you get right down, and then go to the 7, and then to the 9. Now I'm going to kind of consider that a lick, because I want you to think about it. It's actually just one lick. That we're going to do more here, but I want you to think of that because I had to kind of break it up myself to get all this in. And then you're coming right back to this note, and you're going to go 8, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 9. That's 9 on the third and 9 on the fourth. Now you could use the finger like this, or you could do it. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. I tend to want to go like this. The same notes. It's just 8, 7, 8, and then 9 on the third and 9 on the fourth. The right fingering's probably going to the chord, but I tend to want to go. But you put those together. Just beautiful licks, man. Now this next lick, it starts, still during this E thing, but it lands on the A minor, and the note that you want it when it goes to the one on the A minor, you want to be on this you want to land on this note of the lick, which will be the 8th fret first string, and you'll hear it too. That's why it's so melodic and nice. It kind of follows the chords, but we're kind of start off on that same starting note, so we'll play 9 on the third, and then just follow the scale up, 7, 8, 9 on the second. Go to 7 on the first. So we just went up the scale. That's all we did. It's E minor. It's an E minor scale, E natural minor, and then back to the 10 on the second, and then we're going to go back here to the 7. So now this is the note where you land when it gets to the A minor. You want to land right on that note if you can. I mean, the lick will still sound great, but if you land on that note, man, you're just locked in there. It's just beautiful. And you can hear it, okay? So I'm going to play all the licks together slow. I think he slides into that and holds it just for a second. And now we're going to start the next lick right on this note. And that's taking us into the B7. So this will be 8, 7, 8. I'm sorry. That's the 10, 8, 7, 8. So we kind of start coming back up, but now we're skipping the first string. I think you're on the B7 there. And then we're going to go 10, 8, 10. Maybe right here is where you come out of the B7. So play right in the, you know, I mean, it's major scale, you know, minor scale. Just is not, you know, just a straight scale, but he's playing so melodic. Okay, so I'm gonna play that much of it. Now right here, that's where the chord stops. And then as a pause, you get this nice little riff. This is the one riff that isn't in that, the 7th position, first finger on the 7th. One riff. And you think of the E minor here, and this, you know, like if you think of your pentatonic, but it's E minor. We're really only on 3 strings, so think your E minor, it's the exact same thing, just lower, but we're just going to play the 2nd fret 4 string, and then, you know, rake 4, 3, and 2, and then play on the 2nd string 1, 3, 1, and then, so, sounds real Spanish. And then hammer on, pull off onto the 1st fret. So you play open, hammer onto the 1st, and pull off. I play the 2nd, but I'm a little confused, or I'm not 100% sure about one of these notes right here. I think it's this note here. I play the 3rd string open, and the 2nd string open, but that late. Awesome. And then you're gonna slide up to 9 on the 4th string. He puts us back in position. So I'm gonna do it again from the beginning. God, that's beautiful. So you slide up to 9, then you're going to play on the 3rd string 7, 9, 7, 8 on the 2nd string, and then hammer 7, 8, pull off the 7. I'm sorry, let's see. Yeah, I hammer it on and pull it off, so. And then a hammer on, pull off. Back to 9 on the 3rd, then we're going to play 7 on the 2nd, and then 9 on the 3rd and 4th. So if you want to use, you know, 2 fingers, go back into that chord. Man, that's just awesome. So here we go. Let me do that again. Then you go right into the next riff, so there won't be a big space like there has been in these next riffs. This starts on the 3rd string. I believe this is, we're still on the E minor, still vapping on this one. On that, you know, part on this one, but it's on the 3rd string. 7, 8, 9, 2nd string, 7, 8, 9 on the 3rd, 7 on the 2nd, 9 on the 3rd. And then you're going right into this next riff. And of course, this is where we're getting into. Okay, so this will be on the G, and you'll hear it. And you can think of the words, hush now, little baby. So this goes, it's sort of a two-part lick, but just one lick really. So I'm going 7, 8, 9, and then on the third string, 7, 9 on the fourth, 7 on the third, and on the fourth. Gotta finish up my thing here. I'm running out of battery. And then that tags it kind of with this, which is 7, 9 on the third, and 2 on the second. And we'll go ahead and go do the whole thing again. Now we're going to start with that first riff we did. It starts the same. 10, so we do that same little thing, that's 7, 8, 9. 10 on the second, 8, 7, 8, that's all on the second. So that's 10, 8, 7, 8, 10. He's holding these, he's not playing these notes fast other than the first part. Then we're going to go 7, 8 to 9, 7 pull off. So, and then we're getting the last bit of it. This, I'm going to go ahead and run into the next lick. This is 7, 8, 10, and 7 on the first. It's going up the scale. And then we got a little arpeggio, like a Martin Knopfler thing. Pull, in fact, this riff's in that song, the swing, I believe. Pull 10 off the 7, and then 7 on the second, and then play 10 again, slide up to 12, and then back down to 7. And that's the end of it. So I'm gonna play the last few licks. Whole thing. And that's as good as any solo that's ever been played in summertime ever. I'll try to do it again with a looper, and I got to turn my looper on, and because I got to play the riff first too. So. Last little riff in there, and that's pretty fast. I think I got that rhythm going, that my loop going a little fast. But anyway, it's great, man, and you know, it just shows you how you can just play right in the scale and sound wonderful. You know, real melodic, and you could just throw that stuff in just lots of other things, you know. So and you could play those kind of riffs in, you know, Metallica. a Metallica kind of thing, easy, you know. Anyway, got any question on that? Let me know. I'm gonna write a good tab on this because I just got my sloppy first draft one here, and I'll draw that up good and send you a picture of it. All right. Got any questions? Give me a call. And the reason I kept going back, also I play one lick, and then I show you another lick, and then I do it. That's the way to work it up. You know, work it up like that, and you can get a whole solo. You know, that's the way you work a solo up. Play one lick, get one lick really good. Do the next one, go back, do them both, and just work your way through it. Man, like a, you know, just like a Army drill sergeant or something, man. And then if you only get, you know, if you try to do the whole thing all in one setting, and then you come back the next day and you don't remember anything, you know, that's why you know, a lick like this, if you just get, you know, you got something cool, hey, E minor, you know, you can, you know, and you can hear these kind of things, and it's really around the melody for sure. Man, I just love that. Anyway, one thing that Billy Strings does, I gotta get. He just does. I think instead of he just plays some chimes, and I really like that. That's super easy what he's doing, and I didn't get those, but I didn't really work on that one. But I do like that. That's one that's just stood out for me. Anyway, later, man.